And we have made it back home. This is our home world. Okay, keep going, guys. So we are like at the top of the White House now. We're right behind it. Ooh, a building. But the thing is the door locked? I don't know. Another code? Looks like a number pad. Another locked door, guys. Yeah, don't think it is opens. But there is a keypad over here. What is this? Oh, a keypad. Another code. The second code. We need 2 codes. So Ray, you said something about folly. I wonder if this is connected to the graves or not. Do they have year numbers on the grave? Maybe the birth numbers, the birth year. Should we go back and take a look at the cemetery? I don't remember seeing numbers on them though. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's go. The giant crane also goes into the junkyard, guys. Can I access the crane? I can see the crane from here. That goes down into the junkyard. Is there a way to get on top? There's like a conveyor belt. Can I get on top? It's a yellow one. Oh my god, is there a... How did I miss this? How did I miss this spot? Unbelievable! There is a way to go down from here. Oh man, I don't believe this. And that goes into the junkyard. Oh whoa! Hey, I'm not on board yet. Wait for me. I'm not on it yet. Hold on. This goes to the gas station, guys. Oh man, wasted all this time. Let's call it back up. Let me get on board first. Okay, there are 2 buttons, guys. Can I press this one from this side? Yeah, it does the same thing. Yeah, the garage. Finally. Yeah. We made it. The junkyard. With a lot of junks. Oh, well, the backside of the generator. Is that a blown fuse? The fuse looks perfect, guys. So let me take a look at it. Oh, no. Wait. Garage? Downtown area. The two spots without power. Folly, CW Tower, Sphere, Caves, Junkyard. So... pull the switch up. This one we can do nothing about. Can pull this one up. Is it working now? Okay, this better works, guys. This better opens up to the garage door. It has power now. A small detour. Alright. The garage. What's over here? Is there a control button? Can do it from inside. Nice. It's finally open! And we did it from behind. From inside the shop. Yeah! So many license plates. Is this connected to the code, guys? I don't know. Let's take a picture just in case. I don't want to come back here, guys. Take a picture. Alright. Anything useful here? There's a robot in here. A spider bot. Oh my god! You scare me just now. What are you? Oh, what is going on here? He rips open his heart. And show us what's inside. Okay, notes. Worksheet. Multi-purpose villain. Control panel interface. This is a control panel that the villains have supplied for our use. Although they are able to control their systems via vocalizations, they have provided these control panels for other species who have limited access and control. If you have trouble, please find each for help. Please find Noah for help. Remember, the villain numbering system is a base 4. Drag from one blob to another to form the villain digits. Drag between blobs to disconnect. The standard panel has 5 digits, but single-digit panels are also used. Use only first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel, 0 to 3. All panels will auto-correct for invalid entries. Okay, don't know what's going on there, but we'll come back to that one. Are you in trouble? Need help? Call 1555. Help you. 435-7968. We can help. Kenway, Milham, Bell Law Offices, free consultation. A phone number. This might be important. I'll take a picture. Alright. And while we are at it, guys, take a picture of this. Of the codes here. That's why we don't have to go back and forth. If there is a need to. I think I'm supposed to calculate things into numbers. There are 12 different variations here. But there are only 10 numbers, guys. Use only first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel. Oh, this is going to be a killer. Okay. We'll figure this out later. Okay, let me keep walking around. Cash register. Can this be open? You need another code. A 3-number code. 3-number code. To open up the register. Okay, this just goes back up here. Her house is somewhere around here. Is it up the slopes? In the tunnel. It's in the tunnel. What? No, it's not. Oh, it is here. This is Farley's house. Does it have an address number? I don't know her number, guys. I know it is in reverse. The code is in reverse of the number. I thought there is a door number over here. Hold on. 1436 is her house number. So now we put that in reverse. Is 6341. You mentioned it last time to moderator Ray. I remember at the end. So 6341. It's like a workshop. Welcome to the... Welcome to the what? Welcome to the Bunrav. Please give us a bit of information about you so we can get to know you a little better. Name, dates you came from, please use 4-digit year, and where you came from. Circumstance under which you were taken. Please note any danger you notice. Well, I don't even remember, guy. That flying thing just took us here. That thing exploded and somehow we ended up here in this world. That's what happened. Now, MTM file 12, 13, 15... Oh, wait. Yeah. There are a bunch of names here. Oh, do I need to write my name down here, guys? So these are all those people who got whizzed into this world, like me. Let's write my name here. I'm the latest entry, guys. I'm the latest victim. The latest traveler. So... Oh, we are outside here now. Unlock the door. So this is the same house? I thought these are two different locations, guys. Well, at least we found another shortcut. A shortcut! A big one! This is the White House! So that's the door number 1436. We got through the house, or we use that back entrance to get access to the house. And this is the map of the world. Look at this. The red tree in the middle. It's a circular world. Cemetery, Follies, Entry Canyon, Battery, CW, the Waterfall, Plateau, Scrapyard, Supplies, View, so that's a garage, the Rail Yard. Interesting. Yeah, the world is probably a sphere, guys, just like our planet here, but the barrier is locking us in. Can I play Batman Telltales too? Yes. It is on the list. And also Murder Soul Suspect. I have so many things I need to play. Ooh, 15. IS, 15. Let me write this down, guys. What is this? 15. Isn't this for the puzzle? Wait, that connection puzzle. The alien puzzle. The one in the garage. I think this is the one. Oh, I think this is it. So I need to input in the code into that display. And then we'll get a number code on the cash register. Probably another door lock. I shall document the curious events that have transpired with myself, my family, friends, and co-workers. Hodgenau was a peaceful mining town founded by my grandfather and nestled within the red rock of the desert on the Arizona territory. We in Arizona? This is Arizona? Are you kidding me? This is Arizona! Its 163 inhabitants heard a mighty explosion on the night of June 27, 1903. I sent several workers through the town to verify that the explosion had not caused any injuries or damage to mining equipment. They returned and reported that it must have been a loud clap of thunder caused by the lightning, for they found and no damage. It was not until the light of the next morning that we were amazed to realize something profound had indeed occurred at some point during that night. Our entire mining facility and a large circle of the land around it seemed to have been scooped up and carried off to a completely different place, all without anyone knowing about it. Whoa! We were in Arizona, but then something happened and we got transported into this world. So that's why we are in a barrier, guys. This area we are in right now got transported. How crazy is this? Second page. The entire landscape outside our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large, floating rocks could be seen in the distance. No one had ever seen anything like it. Anywhere on Earth, we fully explored our new surroundings, hoping to find a way home. No way home was ever found. In fact, we soon discovered that we take for granted now. Not only could we not get back home, we also could not access the landscape outside the desert. And curiously, we discovered that a flow of water was provided from a high point of rock, and we discovered a small tree growing in the very center of the circle, the red tree. Our central tree that is so important in our lives here was just a mere sapling back then. So they try going through the barrier, but the barrier acts like a portal, guys. They got transported to somewhere else inside the area. So there's no way out, and most of the folks, they are already dead and buried. Only have CW left. Everyone else is dead. Pavlina, welcome. Species description: Mofang. Through Ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to, and Leon was the first to call the alien a Mofang. Impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms, although they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, Communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to speak Mofang. They have been able to learn almost every human language represented in Honrath, enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. Oh, the Mofang, huh? The Mofang basic external morphology is remarkably humanoid. Bilateral symmetrical tetrapods. Bipedal head with anterior facial features. Wow. Eyes, nostrils, other external features include minimal body hair and raised dorsal protrusions. Constitutions to somewhat frail due apparently to their thin and lightweight internal structure. But internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for a substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressive as evidenced by their advanced technology. Oh! We are going to meet one of these later on in the game, guys. Araya. After a certain level of maturity and health of the tree, a passage opened up at its base. This passage allowed contact with 2 additional species. The first contact was with the Arai. The first contact revealed the Arai to be large beetle-like insects. We were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lorink Tov who first made the journey through the heart to capture and named both the New World and the inhabitants. Oh, so they had access to the other worlds, guys. We also traveled to 2 other worlds in the last stream, remember? Now, the Arai have 3 distinct variants that have come to be referred to as Barnacle, Beetle, and Polyarch, although their morphology is dramatically different from human. The internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supported by similar atmospheric composition and basic nutrients. In their barnacle stage, the Arai are completely immobile. The Arai stay in this egg-like development state seemingly indefinitely. In order to hatch, they must be in proximity of a polyarch, and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. The beetles are the eyes and ears, hands, and feet. With only a minimal nervous system of their own, they are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs, and they are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. Wow. So they are partially controlling these beetles. Whoa. That looks nastier than the first creature, guys. The allied polyarchs are the intelligence and consciousness of the species. Although it was obvious that there was intelligence behind the species, it wasn't until Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that deeper communication began. With the roam nearby, Farley was the first to communicate non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The allied species survived in the world, while several other sentient species came and went. And among them, an ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the Arai, carving the temples and dwelling for them in the rocks. And later, a more recent species that took over much of their homeworld. The later species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as baits. Ugh, these are the beetles, huh? They have very short legs. The Villain. The final species to be discovered were the Villain. Not villain, guys, but Villain. These are not evil creatures. They have been communicating with the Arai for many years through ambassador seeds, but became part of the larger community very shortly after the Arai. With a large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on a complex multi-voice, low-frequency rumble, the initial introductions were intimidating, and after several attempts, Amelie Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and began visiting the Villain in Morai, which she named on a regular basis. So that's another world, a different world. She discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use their technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. And unlike the other worlds, the Villain sphere is scooped out of a Villain resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, to put themselves into stasis and scatter themselves through the stars. As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing. Standing about 9 feet tall, with a distinct reptilian resemblance, they have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs and arms, and a smaller set of arms. They control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations. But over the years, they have created control panels based on their number system that allow other species to easier access the elements of their technology. Is that the one in the garage? That complex system? Wow. Oh! They have tiny hands in the middle, guys. They have little hands. Look at them. Those tiny hands are for scratching, guys. For itchy bodies. Okay, so 3 new species. Interesting. So I think we'll get to meet all of them in the game. I can die in this game. Thank you for telling me. I can die by those tiny hands. Those tiny hands are enough to crush our bodies. Yikes. Swabnew, hello, welcome everybody in the chat. Hello everyone. Communication, talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted, even with their very languages. We find here in Hunrath. But when we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species who don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords, it requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. This quick overview will set the stage for what to expect when communicating with our neighbors. Yikes. Another very complex system. Mofang were the first non-humans we met. With at least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities, they picked up human words quickly. This early mimicry resulted in what the species became to be called. And even though they were able to mimic single words and simple phrases, it became evident over the years that huge grammatical differences were not easily overcome. Some have proposed that the difficulty may have arisen because the Mofang insisted on attempting to learn every human language, and as a result were never able to lock into any consistent grammatical structure. And nevertheless, in spite of the rudimentary sentence construction, it has been very easy to communicate, and it has been unnecessary for us to learn their language beyond a few simple phrases and proper names. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Mofang, please contact Tam. The Villain. The Villain have presented to a particular communication challenge, and from what we can gather, they produce sounds using 2 large reed-like structures inside opposite sides of their heads. What? So they are like wind instruments, guys. Now, the vibrations generated are channeled to resonance chambers in their skulls, where they are combined into complex low-frequency dual tone. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic, and the villains' hearing is also oriented toward low frequency, so they are unable to hear most of the sounds associated with human speech. And therefore, communication with the villain has relied on technology. We can just use picture books, guys. Can we not use picture books? Show them the pictures! We don't have to make any sounds at all. We can communicate with pictures. And that is if they can draw with their tiny hands. The villain has relied on technology. They have adapted consoles which the villain fluently control with vocalization for use by other species. And over the years, some individuals of these other species, including a few humans, have learned to communicate very effectively using this method. Humans have been able to... They have been able to... Wait, what? Hold on. They have been able to pick out some higher frequency characteristics of certain key villains' words over the years, and although we cannot speak to them in a way that the villains can understand, we are occasionally able to hear and recognize these words when spoken distinctly by the villain. If you would like to learn more about communication with the villain, please contact Vito. Alright, none of the stages of the Orion morphology have any vocalization apparatus, so these are the beetles, right? Because of the obvious... Okay, not the beetles, but the things that attach to the beetles. Yes, because of the obvious synchronization of the barnacle flesh and the ability of the pawns to provide for and address the needs for the polyarchs, it was assumed that the species could communicate effectively. It was not until Farley began to spend large amounts of time in the polyarch antechamber that the first clue to this communication became evident. In after months of research, Farley began to have limited success with receiving some kind of simple messages. They were coming from the polyarchs. It is apparent now that the polyarchs had been attempting to communicate the entire time. Wow. But they themselves had been experimenting with various channels and they finally got a response from Farley. And after this breakthrough, others were able to tune in to the polyarchs and to listen. Both the polyarchs and the pawns have a simple organ that can sense human vocal frequency, enabling them to send simple responses from humans. But over the years, Farley was able to learn to speak to the polyarchs. Wow, impressive! Via a related form of extrasensory transmission. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Rai, please contact Farley. Well, it's not possible anymore, guys. Can only contact them.